Look around your kitchen right now. The things you think of as totally harmless, your storage containers, your favorite pan, your tap water, even your dish soap, that could be quietly working against your metabolism. There's a category of chemicals called Obesogens that interfere with your hormones, and they nudge your body towards storing fat. And 5 of the most common sources are probably within arm's reach as you're watching this. You see, I had a patient named Mary, and she just couldn't drop the last 20 pounds she wanted to lose in spite of doing all my nutrition and exercise recommendations. I asked her about some commonly used things in her kitchen, and I saw the issue. She was quietly exposing herself to obesogens that were blocking her ability to burn fat. These obesogens were also disrupting her hormones, causing her to feel bloated, sluggish, and tired in spite of how much sleep she was getting. I had her do the 4-hour kitchen detox that I will explain in this video, and within 2 weeks, she noticed her energy levels improved, and within 2 months, she was down 10 pounds. After 4 months, she had finally lost the full 20 pounds, and she had better digestion and energy than she could remember. So let's talk about these obesogens. They are chemical compounds that interfere with the body's hormonal signaling in ways that can promote fat storage, like they did for Mary, by increasing the number of fat cells, enlarging existing ones, or disrupting appetite and metabolism signals. They work largely through hormone receptors like PPAR-gamma and estrogen receptors. Essentially, they send a store fat signal independent of your willpower. So they're constantly bombarding your cells with this message of store fat. And there's honest framing. We know obesogens don't override calories or make diet irrelevant, but they're a genuinely underappreciated contributing factor that can make weight harder to lose, especially when exposure is constant and daily. You see, we can handle some exposure to toxins, but when our overall toxic load builds up, it causes excessive oxidative stress in our mitochondria. This ultimately leads to mitochondrial dysfunction, and the mitochondria are what should be burning fat within our cells. When our cells can no longer burn fat effectively, we gain weight and have more inflammation. These chemicals we're exposed to on a day-to-day basis, they're a big factor in this. Several of the biggest sources are sitting in your kitchen right now, and a few simple swaps meaningfully lower your daily exposure. The most common offender leaks these chemicals into your food every time you cook. More on that shortly. So obesogen number 1 that we're going to look at is plastic. We know plastic is full of phthalates and microplastics, and those leach from these plastic food storage containers. And some phthalates can mimic estrogen. We call those xenoestrogens, and they've been linked in research to increased fat cell activity. And heat really accelerates the migration of these chemicals from plastic into food. So if you microwave or cook food in plastic containers or cover hot food with plastic wrap, that's a worst case scenario. You're going to have tons of phthalates and microplastics getting into the food. Never microwave food in plastic. Everyday plastic sources to rethink include things like plastic cutting boards. You know, if you're cutting on the cutting board, you're getting tons of microplastics. Plastic cups, plastic forks and knives, plastic storage containers. You got to swap these things. So for the cutting boards, I like wood or bamboo. Both of those can be really good. Cups, so instead of plastic cups, use glass or stainless steel. For storage, I like tempered glass or medical grade silicone. For plastic wrap, I don't recommend aluminum foil, but I do like parchment paper, beeswax wraps, or organic cotton cloths. Those all work really good. So now obesogen number 2 is toxic nonstick coatings and forever chemicals. These are full of PFAs, including older PFOA and newer replacements like Gen X. They are the forever chemicals. That means they can literally get in your body and stay forever. They're used in nonstick coatings. They don't break down in the environment or the body. They'll just accumulate over time as we continue to be exposed to them. Your risk rises when you have scratched, chipped, or overheated nonstick pans. That's going to release more of these compounds into the food, as well as fumes. You'll literally breathe these things in. PFAs are linked to thyroid disruption, and since the thyroid sets your metabolic rate, that connection is a plausible route to easier weight gain. So the fix is straightforward. Move away from coated cookware toward materials that don't leach. And this brings me to the pan I actually use in my own kitchen every day, the Titanium Pro pan. Because your cookware is one of the most overlooked sources of chemical exposure. Think about what we just covered with obesogens. Chemicals that interfere with your hormones and nudge your body towards storing fat. One of the biggest sources, again, it's sitting on almost every stove in America right now. It's the nonstick pan. Most pans, whether it's Teflon, ceramic, or even the ones marked as safe, they rely on some kind of coating. And every time you heat that coating, it slowly breaks down. And those particles can end up in your food and then in your body. With traditional nonstick, that coating is made from PFAs, the forever chemicals we've been talking about, and they're considered endocrine disruptors that accumulate in your body over time. The Titanium Pro pan is different because there's no coating at all. The cooking surface is pure titanium. the same material used in medical implants. So it's completely non-reactive and it doesn't leach anything into your food. Zero PFAS, zero forever chemicals, and it's still naturally non-stick. Not from a coating, but from an engineered micro dimple surface. So your food slides right off with just a little oil. It won't rust, warp, or chip. It's safe with metal utensils, and it comes with a lifetime warranty. This is a pan you only need to buy once. It's not going to break down. And right now there's a deal where you can save $310 and get a free lid with a 90-day money-back guarantee. So there's no risk. The link is below. It's in the description. If you're serious about clearing Obesogens out of your kitchen, your cookware is the place to start. And I like this pan better than typical stainless steel because it's easier to clean, and I like it better than cast iron as well because most people already have too much iron. In fact, that's something I deal with is higher levels of iron. We know higher iron levels increase inflammation in your body. So I try to avoid cast iron whenever I can. I was using ceramic for a while, but it kept chipping off and the pan just looked beat up. And who knows what was leaching into my food after the surface ceramic chipped off. The titanium doesn't leach at all. It lasts decades, it's naturally non-stick, so it's super easy to clean. And it's the best pan that I found and I'm super happy with it. So check that out in the description below. Now, Obesogen number 3 we're talking about is the hidden chemistry of modern tap water. We know that municipal water can carry Atrazine, a widely used herbicide and known endocrine disruptor. It also has trace heavy metals, fluoride, pharmaceutical drug residue, literally antibiotics, statin medications, antidepressant residue in the tap water. And it has microplastics, all of which have been associated in research with insulin resistance and abdominal fat. We know microplastics are being studied for their role in chronic low-grade inflammation, which can work against efficient fat metabolism. While most refrigerator filters and cheap water filters on the market, they don't do much to remove these chemicals, but there are filtration options that meaningfully reduce these contaminants. Number 1 is reverse osmosis. It's a multi-stage, considered gold standard for stripping out a broad range of contaminants, including PFAS, atrazine, and heavy metals. That's what I personally use. I really like reverse osmosis. You can also do distilled water. That's another effective option for removing dissolved contaminants. And I've talked with some different natural health practitioners who really like distilled water because it also can remove radioactive contaminants as well. So I'm all for distilled water if you want to use that, or reverse osmosis. Now, remember, if using reverse osmosis or distilled water long-term, it's important to remineralize. So you can use trace mineral drops or mineral-rich salt because those methods, reverse osmosis and distilled water, they also remove beneficial minerals. If you eat a trace mineral-rich diet like I recommend, you really don't need to worry about it because you're getting tons of these trace minerals back into your body just from the food that you're consuming. Or if you use like a good salt, like Redmond's real salt, that will add back these key trace minerals as well. So I recommend that. So Obesogen number 4 is invisible air pollutants from kitchen fragrances. So you're going to find synthetic fragrances in dish soaps, air fresheners, and scented plugins, and they contain phthalates and they release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and these phthalates are among the better established obesogens. While these may make your kitchen smell clean, it's not wise to use them as they're mitochondrial toxins that block your ability to burn fat effectively. So let's talk about healthy swaps for the scented plugins and synthetic air fresheners. I like beeswax candles. You can also simmer herbs, which makes your whole house smell really good, like oregano, basil, thyme, rosemary, things like that. You can put in essential oils. That's what we do in our house. We also have fresh plants, and we can also just simply open the windows, which, depending on the time of year, you may be able to do that as well and just get natural air in as well. Now, fragrance dish soaps and cleaners, you want to remove those and put in fragrance-free or naturally scented versions that are using things like essential oils. That's what we use as well. You also want to add a HEPA air purifier to reduce particulates and improve overall kitchen air quality. I really like Air Doctor. That's my favorite HEPA air purifier. I highly recommend them. They're a great air purifier that's third-party tested, and I'll have a link in the description so you can check out Air Doctor as well. Now, Obesogen number 5, our last one we're talking about, is what's actually in your food. So beyond containers and cookware, some of the most direct Obesogen exposure comes from food itself. We know pesticides and herbicide residues, they're legitimate endocrine disruptors. So you want to choose organic produce and meat products that will reduce your exposure to these chemicals. I always say organic food gives you more nutrients and less toxins. And that's really why we choose organic as opposed to conventional. It's gonna have less nutrients, more toxins. So food choices, always go for most nutrients, nutrient maximal foods with minimal toxins, right? That's what you wanna do. You wanna avoid additives and preservatives. You wanna avoid added sugar. You wanna avoid industrial seed oils and heavily processed ingredients. all of that stuff is linked to weight gain, and all of those things block your hormones, poison your mitochondria. So get rid of those. Instead, focus your plate on high protein foods, right? Good lean proteins. That's going to be things like grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, wild-caught seafood in general, chicken, turkey, eggs, right? All of that is really good. Healthy fats, that's going to come from olive oil, high polyphenol olive oil. It's going to come from avocados. It's going to come from coconut oil, grass-fed butter, all that really good fats. And then colorful fruits and vegetables. Organic where practical. You know, you can't do everything organic, but the Environmental Working Group has a list of Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. So the Dirty Dozen are going to be things that typically you're eating the outer layer. So cucumbers, berries, for example, they're going to be highly sprayed with pesticides, as opposed to things that you peel the outer layer, like an avocado or onions or garlic. They're going to have less pesticides and herbicides. Not as important to get those things organic. So if you go to the Environmental Working Group, they're going to have the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. Try to follow that as much as possible to reduce your exposure to these obesogens. Now let's talk about the 4-hour kitchen detox plan. Hour number 1, we're looking at plastics. We pull all our plastic storage cups and cutting boards. We replace it with glass, stainless steel, wood, or medical grade silicone. All those are good. Toss the plastic wrap, replace it with parchment paper, beeswax, or cotton. All those are good. Hour number 2, we're going to look at our cookware. We want to get rid of the scratched non-stick pans and instead switch to a non-coated option, like stainless steel can be good, or titanium pro pan if you want something that is non-stick but doesn't break down, has a lifetime warranty. Again, I've got a link for that in the description for the titanium pro pan. It's the best one I found out there. And then hour number 3, we're looking at water. Set up a reverse osmosis or distilled water system for drinking and cooking. I'll have links in the notes so you can look at some decent reverse osmosis or distilled water options that you can get for countertop or for whole home use. That's always something that's important to look at. Hour number 4, we're looking at air and fragrance. You want to remove synthetic air fresheners and fragrance soaps and instead add beeswax candles and again, a good HEPA air purifier like the Air Doc. And then ongoing, we're looking at food. Shift your plate toward lean protein, healthy fats, and colorful produce. Cut the processed sugar, cut the seed oils, the ultra-processed foods. Choose organic whenever possible. The goal isn't fear, it's removing the daily repeated exposures that quietly stack up so the rest of your health efforts aren't working against a hidden headwind. None of this is about living in fear of your own kitchen. It's about recognizing that small daily exposures add up and that a handful of simple swaps can make a real difference on your metabolism. Start with the plastics and the pans, move to your water and your air, and clean up the food on your plate. Each change stacks on the last. If this opened your eyes to something in your own kitchen, share it with someone who's been doing everything right and still feeling stuck. Hit subscribe and let me know in the comments which of these 5 obesogens surprised you the most. And as always, be blessed.